Hello, welcome to CurioClips channel from the tiniest dust grains to the largest star ever seen. Let us find out what it would take to stack up all of the biggest things in the universe. Let's begin with our home planet, the amazing Earth. It's big enough to fit over 13 trillion people, but it's also large enough to swallow the much smaller Mercury whole. At just 4,880 kilometers wide, Mercury is the smallest planet in the solar system. It's not even as wide as Earth's moon, which is 3,474 kilometers wide. But even though it's tiny, Mercury is still dense enough to be heavier than our moon. Next up, we have Venus, Earth's hot neighbor at a scorching 462 degrees Celsius. Despite being similar in size to Earth, Venus is hellish and uninhabitable. Then there's Earth, our beautiful blue home. And then Mars, which looks like a rusty red ball from afar. Mars is half the diameter of Earth, but its gravity is weaker because it has less mass. So if you weigh 70 kilograms on Earth, you'd weigh only 39 kilograms on Mars. However, Mars is still bigger than the next four planets in line: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, which are known as the gas giants. Jupiter is truly a colossal planet with a diameter 11 times larger than Earth's. It's so massive that Earth simply vanishes into its colossal depths. Similarly, Saturn is almost 10 times wider than Earth. It has more than 80 known rings that are visible from Earth with a simple telescope. Uranus is nearly 4 times wider than Earth. And lastly, Neptune is 3 times wider than Earth. If these four gas giants lined up side by side, they would stretch over 40 billion kilometers. That's the equivalent of stacking up 10 Earths. But wait, there's more. Our solar system has many dwarf planets like Pluto, Sirius, Make, Eris, and Haumea, all of which are smaller than Earth. In fact, Sirius is the smallest and is only 940 kilometers wide. It's not even as wide as Earth's Great Rift Valley, which stretches for over 6,000 kilometers. Pluto, the former ninth planet, is 2,376 kilometers wide, making it slightly larger than Earth's largest moon, the Moon. Meanwhile, Make is 1,430 kilometers wide and Haumea is 1,160 kilometers wide. Finally, Eris, the farthest known dwarf planet, is only 1,160 kilometers wide, too. To get a better idea of their sizes, let's put Sirius, Make, Haumea, and Eris together. They could fit inside a circle with a diameter of just 3,000 kilometers, which is still larger than Earth's moon. As for Pluto, it would take 2 moons to match its diameter. We can go even further and include some of the moons in the solar system, such as Ganymede, the largest moon in the solar system, Callisto, Europa, and Io, which are Jupiter's moons. Even when stacked on top of each other, all of these moons are dwarfed by our last 2 planets, Saturn and Jupiter. It's time to compare the Sun to the most massive stars in the universe. Let's start with Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky. It's 25 times larger than our Sun and weighs a whopping 2.25 trillion kilograms. Next is Rigel, a blue supergiant 210,000 light-years away. It's 23 times wider than our Sun. Betelgeuse, a red hypergiant almost 700 light-years away, is even larger. It's 17 times wider than our Sun, and its radius is almost 1 billion kilometers. Antares, a red supergiant 540 light-years away, is 15 times larger than our Sun. Lastly, the gigantic star Canis Major, located in the constellation of Canis Major, is 11 times larger than our Sun. If you were to place our Sun next to these behemoth stars, it would look like a tiny dot compared to their colossal size. Even if we stacked up all the planets in our solar system on top of each other, they wouldn't come close to matching the size of the smallest star on our list. Imagine standing in front of Canis Major or any of these giant stars. You would feel incredibly small and insignificant. The sheer magnitude of these celestial objects would dwarf you and make you realize just how tiny you are in comparison. It's a humbling experience that reminds us of the incredible power and majesty of the natural world. Now let us take things to the next level and compare our solar system to a collection of giant stars. If you stack up all 8 planets in our solar system, including the dwarf planets, it would create a tower that's 720,000 kilometers tall. That's the equivalent of stacking up 5 Canis Major stars on top of each other. Our Sun is also not very large when compared to these stars. If we add it to the mix, it would still only reach a height of 3,840,000 kilometers, which is nothing compared to the largest star ever seen. You might think that the tallest mountain on Earth, Mount Everest, which stands at 8,849 meters above sea level, would be a great addition to this stack. But compared to the sheer scale of these celestial objects, it would be like adding a grain of sand to a skyscraper. To make a dent in the size of these stars, we need to step up our game and find something much larger than a mere mountain. Let's switch gears and talk about the largest known structure in the universe, the Boötes void. It's a massive empty space that's 650 million light-years wide. This void is so large that if we put it next to our solar system, it would make the planets appear like tiny specks of dust. It's hard to comprehend the true scale of the void because our minds are not equipped to handle such vast distances. But if we try to visualize it, it helps us understand the truly infinite nature of the universe. Imagine staring up at the night sky and seeing the faint glow of the Boötes void. It would span the entire horizon, stretching as far as the eye can see in every direction. The darkness of the void would be so profound that it would feel like you were in the middle of nowhere, completely alone in the vastness of space. It's a humbling experience that would make you realize just how small you are in comparison to the immensity of the cosmos. The universe is a truly infinite and mind-boggling place. It's hard to fathom the sheer size of the stars, planets, and voids that exist beyond our own planet. But by comparing different celestial objects, we can get a better understanding of just how small we are in comparison. From the massive void of Boötes to the colossal stars like Sirius, Betelgeuse, and Canis Major, the universe is filled with objects that dwarf our own solar system. But by learning more about these objects, we can gain a greater appreciation for the incredible scale of the cosmos and our place within it. When we look up at the night sky, it's easy to get lost in the beauty and wonder of the stars. They twinkle and shine, creating a tapestry of light that has captivated humanity for centuries. But it's important to remember that these stars are not just pretty lights in the sky. They are massive balls of burning gas that are powered by nuclear fusion. They are so incredibly far away that their light takes hundreds or even thousands of years to reach us. Yet we can still see them because they are so incredibly bright. When we compare the size of our solar system to the rest of the universe, it's easy to feel like we are just a small speck of dust in an infinite void. But this perspective also allows us to appreciate the beauty and wonder of the cosmos. We are just a tiny part of something much bigger than ourselves. And by learning more about the universe, we can gain a deeper understanding of our place within it. We hope that this video has given you a new perspective on the size of the planets in our solar system and the sheer scale of the universe. It's easy to take our own planet for granted, but when we compare it to other celestial objects, we can see just how unique and special it is. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.